Hey everyone, welcome back to Historically Gaming. I'm the Fit Historian, and today we're not exactly diving into ancient empires or retro console wars. Instead, we're tackling a modern titan that has, in its own way, conquered the world and completely reshaped our entertainment landscape: Netflix. Grab your favorite mug, settle in, because we're going to chat about how this company went from mailing DVDs in red envelopes to becoming a global streaming powerhouse, and how it absolutely changed the game for how we consume stories. It's a wild ride of innovation, a few stumbles, and some seriously bold moves. Think of it like a really long, engaging cutscene for the history of media. So picture this, it's 1997, DVDs are just starting to become a thing, and if you wanted to rent a movie, you probably headed down to your local Blockbuster. And what was the absolute worst part about Blockbuster? You know it, I know it, we all know it: late fees. That dreaded $40 fine for Apollo 13 that Reed Hastings supposedly got hit with. While it might be more of a legendary marketing story than literal truth, it perfectly encapsulates the problem Netflix set out to solve. Reed Hastings, a software engineer, teamed up with Mark Randolph, a marketing guy, and they had this wild idea. What if you could rent movies online and get them delivered right to your mailbox? No physical store, no late fees. Revolutionary, right? They called it Netflix.com. Net for internet, flicks for films. Pretty clever. They launched it in 1998, initially with a per rental fee. But here's where they made their first big power move. Within 18 months, they pivoted to a subscription model. Unlimited DVDs for a flat monthly fee. Keep them as long as you want. Send one back, get the next one on your list.
There's a better way to rent movies. As many as you want for just $20 a month, and no late fees. Go to Netflix.com, make a list of the movies you want to see, and in about one business day, you'll get 3 DVDs. Keep them as long as you want, without late fees. Then when you're done, look, prepaid envelopes. Return one, and they'll send you another movie from your list. It's easy.
Netflix. All the movies you want, $20 a month, and no late fees.
This was a direct shot at Blockbuster, who ironically made a whopping $800 million from late fees in 2000. That revenue stream was also their Achilles heel, fueling massive customer resentment. Netflix basically said, we're taking away your pain point, and we're gonna do it better. And even back then, they were thinking tech. Between 1998 and 2000, they introduced Cinematch, a personalized movie recommendation system. Remember those early days of Netflix suggesting things you actually liked? That started way back when they were still mailing discs. They even launched the Netflix Prize in 2006, offering $1 million to anyone who could improve their recommendation accuracy by 10%. This early focus on data and personalization was laying the groundwork for everything that came next. Now for the legendary moment. In 2000, Netflix, still a small startup losing money, actually offered to sell a 49% stake to Blockbuster for $50 million. Blockbuster, the undisputed king of video rentals with 5,000 stores, famously laughed them out of the room. Their general counsel apparently thought Netflix's internet business model would never work out. That's what we call a historic miscalculation, folks. It's a classic example of creative destruction, where a new innovation completely wipes out the old. Blockbuster was too focused on its existing profitable model to see the future knocking. Fast forward to 2007, this is where Netflix makes its biggest, boldest move yet. They introduced their streaming service.
Peanut brittle, and I'll raise money.
Peanut brittle. Want to watch a movie?
Ma'am?
Now.
Now.
Yeah, now.
Right here, right now.
Right now. Really?
Let's do this.
Really?
Get in here.
Okay.
Netflix now delivers unlimited movies 2 ways, instantly to your TV, plus DVDs by mail. Watch as many TV episodes and movies as you want for only $9 a month.
Think about that for a second. Their DVD by mail business was still successful, still growing, but they saw the writing on the wall. They proactively cannibalized their own successful business to jump into the digital future. That's like a gaming company abandoning its best-selling console to invent a new one that might not even work yet. It wasn't smooth sailing at first. Early streaming had its issues, buffering, limited content, but Netflix kept investing in infrastructure and content. They focused on user experience. Those custom preview videos that play when you scroll over a title, the download and go feature for offline viewing, even account sharing, and that recommendation engine. It just kept getting smarter, using machine learning to automate millions of content decisions. By 2010, they started their global conquest, launching in Canada, then Latin America, the Caribbean, Europe by 2012. By 2016, they were in over 190 countries. This wasn't just about getting bigger, it was about becoming a truly global entertainment force. But like any good story, there was a major plot twist, a stumble that almost took them down. In 2011, Netflix announced they were splitting their DVD and streaming services into 2 separate companies, Quickster for DVDs and Netflix for streaming. And oh yeah, they were raising prices significantly if you wanted both. The internet, as it often does, exploded. Customer protests, a Twitter storm, and Netflix's market value plummeted by 82%. Even CEO Reed Hastings' apology email just made things worse. There was even an apology video that he put out. Why did they do it? Content licensing costs were skyrocketing, from $200 million to $2 billion. The old model wasn't sustainable, but the execution was a disaster. It shows that even brilliant strategic moves can fail if you don't communicate them well and consider your customers' feelings. They learned a hard lesson there, eventually ditching Quickster less than a month later and doubling down on streaming. Hastings, in a blog post, stated, "It is clear that for many of our members, 2 websites would make things more difficult. This means no change. 1 website, 1 account, 1 password. In other words, no Quickster." After the news of Quickster being no more, their stock rose 7.4%. So streaming is the main game now, but Netflix needed another ace up its sleeve. Enter 2013 and the launch of House of Cards. This wasn't just another show. It was a statement. Netflix was no longer just a distributor. It was becoming a creator. Why go all in on original content? Well, it's simple. Control and cost. Licensing content from other studios was getting ridiculously expensive and complicated. By making their own, Netflix could guarantee exclusive content, tailor it for global audiences, and build a unique brand. They were spending billions. In 2019, they were projected to spend $15 billion on content, with 85% of that going to originals. That's more than Amazon, Hulu, and HBO Now combined. By 2023, they had over 3,600 original titles. This move wasn't just about business, it changed culture. Netflix pioneered binge-watching. Remember when shows came out weekly? Netflix said, nah, here's the whole season. Go nuts. This created a more immersive experience and even influenced how shows were written, designed for that continuous flow. The phrase Netflix and chill even entered our everyday language. And the cultural impact? Massive. Stranger Things brought back the 80s in a huge way, influencing fashion, music, even Dungeons and Dragons. Money Heist had its iconic dolly masks, showing up in real-world protests. Narcos sparked interest in Colombian history. And Squid Games? That was so big they made a reality competition show out of it. Netflix wasn't just reflecting culture, it was shaping it. They were giving opportunities to filmmakers who couldn't get projects greenlit elsewhere, like Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. This period really shows how a company can vertically integrate, moving from just distributing to owning the entire content pipeline. It blurred the lines between a tech company and a media company. Now we're in the modern era. By 2020, Netflix had over 200 million subscribers worldwide. But even titans face new challenges. The streaming market got crowded. Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Peacock, you name it. This led to something called subscription fatigue. You know that feeling, right? Too many services, too many bills, and you start churning between platforms based on what new show just dropped. This slowed Netflix's once meteoric subscriber growth. So, what's a mature growth company to do? Innovate its monetization strategy. First up, the ad-supported tier. This was a huge shift from their long-standing no ads philosophy, but it worked. By Q1 of 2025, over 91 million monthly active users were on the ad-supported plan, with 55% of new signups choosing it. They're aiming to boost ad revenue from $2.15 billion to $9 billion by 2030. Next, the great password sharing crackdown. Remember, love is password sharing? Well, turns out love costs money now. Netflix estimated over 100 million households were sharing accounts. Cracking down on this actually boosted subscriber rates, adding 8.8 million in Q3 of 2023. They also kept raising prices, confident in the value of their content. Though they did lose subscribers after early price hikes and profit margins got razor thin by late 2022. To keep us all engaged, Netflix started diversifying. In 2023, they ventured into live streaming with Chris Rock's stand-up special. Then in January of 24, they dropped a bombshell, a 10-year deal with WWE to stream Monday Night Raw starting in 2025. And in March 2024, they announced a live boxing match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. They're even expanding into cloud gaming. They're not just a streaming service anymore. They're building a full-blown entertainment ecosystem. This phase shows the shift from pure growth to focusing on profitability and maximizing revenue per user. It's about adapting to a saturated market and fighting subscription fatigue by offering more diverse experiences. One final thought on this era. Netflix's algorithms and features like autoplay aren't just about convenience. A University of Chicago study found that turning off autoplay actually led to people watching less Netflix and being more mindful of their viewing habits. It highlights how these platforms are designed to maximize engagement, sometimes subtly influencing our behavior. It's a fascinating and sometimes a little unsettling aspect of modern media consumption. So, what's the big takeaway from Netflix's journey? It's a masterclass in continuous innovation and strategic agility. From taking on Blockbuster with a simple no late fees promise to pioneering streaming and then becoming a content creation behemoth, Netflix has consistently disrupted itself and the entire entertainment industry. They understood customer pain points, they embraced technology, and they weren't afraid to make huge, risky bets. As they navigate this new, more competitive landscape, their ability to balance monetization with maintaining subscriber value and that innovative spirit will be key. They've already changed Hollywood, globalized storytelling, and fundamentally altered how we watch TV and movies. Their legacy is one of creative destruction, leaving a trail of defunct video stores and forcing every other media company to adapt or die. It's a powerful reminder that in any industry, whether it's gaming, history, or entertainment, staying agile, listening to your audience, and being willing to reinvent yourself is the ultimate cheat code for long-term success. What do you guys think? What's your favorite Netflix original? And what's the biggest lesson you can take from their history? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Historically Gaming for more content like this, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!